Dozens of workers at Paul Brown Stadium claim contractors aren't paying them what they've earned, and they blame Hamilton County. I-Team reporter Lori Quinlivan has investigated and found the county's enforcement of one Ohio law may have cost workers plenty.
Clyde, this Ohio law says any new construction project over $60,000, 60,000 taxpayer dollars, which includes the stadium, must pay workers a specific hourly rate called the prevailing wage. Now, the state prints out these sheets with the prevailing wage for dozens of construction jobs and requires the county to make sure that workers get it. But listen to these workers who say Hamilton County has failed them. Dozens of workers at Paul Brown Stadium may be owed thousands of dollars in back pay, including Maysville, Kentucky iron worker Billy Woodward.
The union scale is $30.73 an hour for what I do, and they're not paying me that scale.
His check stub shows Woodward was paid $22.70 an hour, $8 less than the prevailing wage for iron workers. He worked for Logistical Precast, a Florida company that installed all the precast concrete at the stadium. Logistical packed up its trailer and left town June 16th, leaving behind more than 30 workers who claim the company broke the law and owes them back pay. Norman McGilmer says he's owed more than $3,000.
All the guys with families that work down here, you know, we should be paid. And if we were shorted any kind of way, I think Hamilton County was supposed to make sure that that didn't happen.
He's right. Hamilton County is obligated by this state law to make sure that contractors pay stadium workers the prevailing wage. That's essentially the union wage, whether or not the workers are in a union. But our I-Team investigation finds the county violated the spirit, if not the letter, of the law. And now many of the workers who helped build the stadium are feeling betrayed.
There's so many people on the job that are getting taken advantage of that it's just not fair.
Iron workers like Woodward aren't the only ones complaining. All the security guards who work round the clock at the stadium are threatening to walk off the job. They believe they should be making prevailing wage for watch persons, $16.75 an hour, or prevailing wage for laborers, $22.35 an hour. But instead, they make less than half that, $8 to $10 an hour.
I don't know whose fault it is, but I know it's not right. It's not fair.
Mark Jackson is the owner of the security company.
If it's due to him, we want him to have it.
Jackson says construction manager Turner Barton Mallow-Dagg told him he didn't have to pay prevailing wage to security guards.
It wasn't bid as a prevailing wage job. In our initial meetings, we were told it wasn't.
Turner's position is security guards don't get prevailing wage. But the guards have filed a complaint with the state, and investigators are looking into it. Our I-Team investigation finds that the problems that are popping up now with prevailing wage can be traced back to one thing. From the beginning, the county did not take prevailing wage seriously. The law says a public authority must designate and appoint one of its own employees to serve as the prevailing wage coordinator no later than 10 days before the first payment of wages on the project. So whom did the county appoint? In 1997, county records said the prevailing wage coordinator on the stadium was Terry Donahoe.
Logistical is one that is being worked on at this point right now also.
But Donahoe already had a full-time job. She's the secretary to Public Works Director Gary Van Hart.
Okay, Terry's your secretary, right?
She's a secretary upstairs, right?
Van Hart told Donahoe to spend only 10 to 15 hours a week on prevailing wage. Not enough time to do the job right, she says.
And it got to the point where it was more than just a part-time kind of position. It had to be full-time.
But our investigation finds the county did not hire a full-time prevailing wage coordinator until February of this year, 6 months before the stadium was supposed to be finished. She is Denise Schlottman, and her resume shows she has no experience administering prevailing wage programs. She declined to talk to us about what she does.
I'm not going to comment on anything. I've been advised not to.
So why did it take the county more than 2.5 years into construction to hire a full-time person? Gary Van Hart says, unfortunately, the county did not anticipate the large increase of time required for prevailing wage coordination with the construction of Paul Brown Stadium.
The business agent for the Bricklayers Union says the county has never paid much attention to prevailing wage law.
They don't take it serious. They'd rather just go away, in my opinion.
Commissioner Bob Bettinghouse declined to talk to us about prevailing wage. His political opponent, Todd Portune, had plenty to say.
Philosophically, you have some of the county commission who are opposed to prevailing wage to begin with. They don't really believe in the program, and so they obviously didn't make it a priority as a part of stadium construction. But the law is the law. It's there for a reason. It's there for a good purpose, and you follow the law. It's really very simple.
Those people do need to be paid the prevailing wage. We agree with that.
Pay me my money.
The county is now trying to get back wages for the logistical employees by stopping payments to the company Logistical was working for. Logistical's president told me this is not his company's fault and Logistical shouldn't have to pay those back wages. And the state is also looking into claims by stadium security workers that they deserve prevailing wage too. Clyde.
Lori, we heard the one man talking about they owed him $3,000. Right. How much total might the county owe, and do we have any idea at all how much taxpayers might end up picking up?
Well, our investigation shows it might be about $500,000 if all those security workers get back wages, another $200,000 for the logistical employees. Now, normally the contractors should have to pay, but if they prove the county did not fulfill its responsibility, then taxpayers might end up paying for the mistake.